Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Um, Welcome to another beautiful, wonderful day of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. How are we all doing this morning or afternoon?
Depending on your relative local time frame.
And your relative definition of morning. You know.
True.
Oh! Oh no! Critical failure on that follow. Hello, Sophia. We are good. How are you doing? That's funny. I love that dice roller that Silver got for us. That's so fun.
Does it like auto roll when people follow?
Yeah, it just got that one.
Oof.
That's funny. I'm glad you're doing well. Yeah, 5:06 p.m. That's morning.
Close enough.
Yeah, that's the morning, right? Basically. We are affiliated. We are just because we are a conglomerate of people spanning across multiple countries. We've been dealing with real life shit. We haven't been able to figure out the best way to set up our affiliate stuff. Basically. If that makes sense. So we have all of the requirements. We're at 50 followers and all the viewing numbers and stuff, but we kind of need to finalize some of the stuff for taxes and all that stuff because we are a group of people, and obviously the money is going to be split between the group.
The money is split among multiple people who live in multiple countries with multiple different tax codes. So there's some details that need to be worked out, and when one person is currently experiencing major health issues, that kind of puts a damper on things.
Yeah, and one of us experiencing major health issues. One of us is currently, well, I mean, perfectly honest, several of us are dealing with health issues because I am also going to be taking time off work for reasons. So, you know.
We do have a Ko-fi.
Yes.
Sophia Jack. If I'm not mistaken, I need to exit out of moderator view to check, but I'm pretty sure it's down in the about,
yes.
And that is a place where you can support us.
Yes. The comrade tier, the disappearing middle class tier, and the Blue Coast Guardian tier.
They are so fond of those names.
I am very fond of those names.
The nice thing about Ko-fi is that it goes to us very directly. As opposed to something like Patreon, which takes a bigger cut.
Yeah.
So maybe someday if we get enough people interested, maybe we'll also do a Patreon just for those that want that. The bucket of raccoons tier.
Yeah, that's the comrade tier. That's the comrade tier.
Yeah, yeah.
We're good for now, Sophia, but yeah, let's get into the stream.
I believe we have lesbians who may or may not have swords and be thirsty.
And one tiefling desperately and constantly failing to flirt with a with
Yes.
a big Highland Minotaur man.
To be fair, he is also thirsty and possessed of a sword.
Yes. All right, so
I mean, with the way his flirting is going, he might as well qualify as a lesbian.
You said, Lat, isn't there like a rule that it's like all the characters in this world are trans or something?
no. That was the Apocalypse World game. The Apocalypse World game, I decided that the apocalypse happened. Now everyone's trans.
Hey, there have been even sillier concepts for an entire game arc, so hey, I'm good with it.
Yeah, like straight people existing.
Damn.
Look,
Harsh. Cool.
Look, all I'm saying is I have nothing against your lifestyle if you're straight. I just don't want that stuff shown to my kids, you know? Like, I don't want them to
be kids.
Yes, it's called doing a bit. Doing a bit. Just like, you know, I just don't want them thinking that it's okay to be straight in my household, you know? Nothing. I just don't like them thinking they can show that stuff in public in our TVs, you know. Anyway,
fair enough.
After getting us canceled for me being a straight phobe, yeah.
I mean, there are some people that base their entire brand around being canceled.
Yeah, exactly. Engagement, am I right? Gamers?
I was thinking more like the,
The what? Oh.
Oh, we
Okay, goodbye.
lost me.
Okay, goodbye. Time to play some elevator music. Technical difficulties. Your call is important to us.
Wouldn't be a stream without them.
Yes. Guffland. Lavos, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I put Mitha in a bag of holding so I could have her all to myself. I would never do that. Of course. Let's...
Hello there.
Ah, there is a Mitha. I see you've escaped. I mean, come back. We cannot hear you, though.
that's because Discord was still reloading.
Ah, Discord, derogatory.
What the Sam hell is going on right now?
I mean, I can ask them if you'd like.
Oh, first of all, the jar redeem only works on my channel. That said, if you really want that to happen, Lavos, on the TTRPG stream, you can always ask Kat to do it.
To make me the goddess. I mean, you know,
Just jar
Absolutely do it.
I mean, all of the gods are already furries, like, obviously.
I heckin' love that.
Because why not? Of course. Can I put Mitha in a jar? I don't have the technical acumen to do that quickly, and it would completely derail the stream. Let's see.
In other words, you can try.
So last time I believe we had an unresolved string.
How putting her inside of a boba? Does that work? the best I can do.
You know, actually, I'll take it.
God, now I want
okay.
boba. Boba's so good. Y'all had boba yesterday. It was so good. Now I want boba again.
Mmm.
Boba.
Sounds tasty to me.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, here's the Earth.
So, we had an unresolved string advance. Hitomi still has a condition. And I believe we had finished a big fight and we're heading to a new quest somewhere.
Well, yes, you need to explore the mermaid city.
Oh, yes, we are underwater.
Yes. Under the sea. Under the sea.
Under the sea, darling, it's better. I probably shouldn't go sing it because then they'll try to copy. Disney will try to copyright strike the channel because we know how litigious the mouse is.
Yes. I mean,
You misspelled an asshole.
Litigious.
What about tits? Litigious.
They're great.
Yeah, right. Anyway, this stream is completely on the rails, and
It's off the rails already.
I think I'm getting a tiny bit of feedback from you, Mitha.
Really?
Yeah, I'm hearing myself talk. Ah, very good. now she's truly in the jar. Let me get this off the screen. I don't know how to do this. Does that work? Please not delete everything? Okay, lovely. Alright, well, I have an actual scene I would like to start with.
Let's do it.
So,
By the way, are you still getting feedback from me?
No, can you make sure your mic is open? And because I'm not. Yeah. I was hearing myself, so yeah, I don't hear myself anymore.
Okay, so what I did was I switched to push to talk, and that seems to have fixed it.
Okay, cool. She was hiding in the boba the whole time. The mouthfeel, you know? Anyway.
Okay, ContraPoints.
But the mouthfeel, though, it's... Anyway. If I'm playing Clue, my best is Tigris in the kitchen with the boba.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we start on the inside of an office in a ship. You see the beautiful ocean behind you, and you see lots of military accoutrements, various like dead animals, lots of cross swords and axes, very kind of Spartan interior design, very warlike, like kind of command captain's quarters, with lots of accents of red. And before us we see Damien, I think was his name. The dude that's Bula got married off to.
Was supposed to be married off to? Was betrothed to?
Yes.
Yes.
Damon.
Damien.
Yeah. Are those working? Yes, they are. Okay. God, the ADHD is on full fucking display this morning. Very distractible.
You are fine. You are just fine.
Now this makes me want to get a laser pointer redeem.
Write it down on the ideas list. Put it on the Miro.
Yeah. All right. So we're in his quarters, and we see a knock, and it's like, come in. And the 3 soldiers come and kneel before him, and Ball of Yarn Redeem is already on the list, Lavos. It's already on the list.
Yeah, that one's already there. I don't know what to tell you.
I also want to get a technical difficulty screen where it's a ball of yarn, but it's just a bunch of cables, and it's my model chewing on them.
Combine those 2 ideas together.
We
Just
could get a version for Mythos too, where it just says technical difficulties.
Oh god, that hurts my soul. Okay.
Technical difficulties, and it's just
There we go.
my
Yeah,
model
my speaking wasn't working.
just tangled up in a ball of yarn that's just a bunch of loose cords and biting
not
them.
yarn. Ethernet cables.
Yeah, Ethernet cables, other various cables, copper wire springing out. Maybe my hair's shocked and blown out, the classic cartoon, you got shocked by lightning.
Beautiful.
All right. What do you mean? For a while thought I didn't have ADHD. This is certainly a start of a stream.
You're doing fine.
Doing amazing, guys. We can do
You're
this.
doing amazing, and you're awesome, and we love you.
Oh, thank you so much, dear. All right.
ADHD go burn.
So, we see
Damien.
You see Damien, and we have 3 soldiers kneel before him. Just at ease, I think is the military term, or whatever it is. And and then the 3 men stand. It's you found your bride. She is currently in the underwater mermaid city of whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. In Coral Reef. We should be there for the next couple days.
I sort of see Princess Bride, where the guard comes in and puts his hand on the prince's chair, and he sort of glares at him until he takes his hand off the chair.
For a brief moment, my brain tried to come up with something combining Coral Reef and Puerto Rico, but I lost it.
Puerto Reef? What's reef in Spanish? I don't know.
Don't know. I'll think of something later.
I'm way too white and American for this. Although I did grow up in, a place where Spanish is spoken, so my Spanish should be much better, but, the American school system is fucking terrible. Alright.
Public schools, derogatory.
Yeah. I mean, this girlie went to private Catholic high school, and so... And that,
Does that actually count as a real school?
yeah. This had 0 effect on my kinks, I'm sure, she says sarcastically.
Yes, all the sarcasm.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Don't
So-
worry, DM. I believe you.
Yeah, this is a very vanilla group of people we have here.
All right, let's not go that far.
This is true. Yeah, it's just trying to convince somebody that, yeah, oh, my friend who's a sentient collection of raccoons, yeah, totally normal and vanilla. All right. Jesus fucking Christ. I cannot stay on topic today.
I mean, honestly, it's fine. It's
I'm
just sort
having
of.
the great thing is I think we're all having a great time. It's just
I'm having a great time.
okay. Okay. So I don't know how else to do this. I really struggled to doing a bunch NPC scenes between myself. But so I'm just gonna kind of describe what happens. So there is a meeting between the captain, like one of the head naval officers, and there is a spy that they have recruited. It's like, and what makes you think you can earn their trust? And turns into
Tits.
a very beautiful mermaid woman, turns into a large muscular man. That
Oh no.
what is it? Yeah, like a large muscular merman. He's like, I am known to I can be very convincing and get people's guards down.
I could just imagine them saying something like, I've been known to tick quite a few boxes.
Yes, that's very good. Very good. I just bring her here alive. It's very important. Of course, sir. Of course. Takes like a big, gracious bow as with like a slimy grin on his face. Oh, today is going to be fun. And I would like everybody to make
Some kind of check.
would you like? I kind of want to make this roll private.
We do have that technology.
Here's the. How do we feel about making the roll private? You guys good with that?
Oh, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
It is a necessary tool in the DM's toolbox.
I would like all of you to make a 2d6 plus your let's see here, your heart for all your characters in a private roll, or that I can see but y'all can't.
Okay.
How do we do that?
6.
GM, or do you want me to make a GM roll? I just make them because that's
Go ahead and do a GM roll because I'm not seeing a button that's like make private. See, that exists on Foundry, but it doesn't exist on Roll20.
okay. Y'all need to not look at the screen then, because it's gonna show. The audience will know, but all right.
I'm closing my eyes. Actually, I'm going to run and grab a water bottle.
All right. This is for Evan.
Not looking at secret things, I am simply hydrating.
Okay. Interesting. Time to plan. What is Gwen's heart?
Gwen's is -1. And Evans is +2.
What is Bula's heart?
Good question. 1 second. Answer's simple. They're both the same. Both Itami and Abula have a -1 to heart.
All right. And y'all can't see these rolls in the Roll20?
I have not looked.
You should be able to look at the Roll20, just not the stream, because it's popping up on stream. That's what I was, like, saying.
I mean, there was one point where you typed Gwen and Bula, but I do not currently see any rolls.
Okay.
I see GM roll 2d6 -1, but not the result.
Yeah. I'm just keeping track for the audience and myself what the rolls were. Okay. This is going to be interesting. All right. So. We come back. And then I am just going to... These rolls don't count for anything. I'm just kind of clearing the screen
Okay.
for everybody. Just gotta get these out of the way. Y'all can look at stream.
I'm going to use those upbeats. They exist. They were rolled, so I'm going to use them.
I mean, if you want to count all of those rolls as the next ones. I was just trying to, so y'all can check out the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that that's important for us. All right.
Periodically monitor.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So this line indicates everything above that didn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, is that cool?
It's fine, but I'm still going to use some of those upbeats. Because I'm a little shit like that.
All right.
I will roll my numbers because I want to see how the dice are feeling today.
All right. Well, we got to warm them up, and I just warmed them up. All right. So you all come down to the come into the town, and it's just gorgeous. Like beautifully constructed inside of this coral reef. I like Coral Town. That's not sponsored. I think that's the name of a cozy game, unsurprisingly. But yeah, it's like a coral city. Beautiful houses made of. There's lots of like little fish that swim by, and there's like a very symbiotic ecosystem going on here.
Hell yes.
And you're led by a very adorable, just like you're brought up and then you meet the librarian. Just like very cute, shy, has these like little glasses, has like a button-up cardigan with a little bow tied in the collar.
He's very amused by the cardigan because it's like, why do they need the cardigan underwater?
Fashion.
Clearly.
Lots of various styles of fashion are. A lot of them are in like bikini type situations, but a lot of them are also wearing like normal human clothes or other various normal humanoid clothes and stuff like that. It's like Miss Esme, was it in your crew? Yes.
It means the captain. First of all, what characters are there?
Esme, all the player characters, and probably Brist, because that's fun. And like a
Oh, that's right. We had just done all of the trials.
you trial to make it into the city.
Yes.
And
We had proven ourselves worthy.
yes.
And queer.
So, y'all are making it into the city and are being shown the library by the fairly adorable little librarian. She's like, right this way. And she starts telling kind of the history of why this was created, about how it's been upkept by her family for the past couple generations, and
Well, that is very respectable work.
I mean, not everybody around here gets it, but it is it's important to preserve things. I think I'm very passionate about that.
People who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Exactly. Smiles very cute.
Bula blushes very slightly.
I think Esme kind of like ribs you and like winks at you, hits you in the side and winks at you.
She blushes harder.
She's like, you need me to wing woman for you here?
Ah,
I think that's the, at least I think everybody else sees that's what's going on, but maybe Bula doesn't get that.
she may not quite understand yet.
Yeah.
You're building something.
I'm just marking somewhere else so I know I don't remember. I remember. So yeah, y'all go peruse around the library?
Oh, absolutely.
What are y'all looking for?
Well, Esme's here looking for dragon books.
Yes. Does anyone try to assist her with that, or are you looking for your own information?
Bula will. I think Hitomi is looking at an entirely different section.
All right, cool. Why don't you give me a when you encounter someone whose perspective is different than from that of your companions, share a relevant story from your home culture. No, that doesn't work here.
Are you looking at Seeker?
Yes, I'm looking for some of your rules here. Let's see if any of that makes sense. I think I want you to roll. Figure out a person. Roll +1. And if none of the questions make sense for kind of like what we're looking for, you can just ask generic questions. because this is the gather information role. So, but we're not gathering it from a person per se. But you know, unless you'd like to have the librarian help you find things, so that would be a good gather information.
I mean, she is the expert. She knows this place better than anyone.
Yeah. So why don't you roll figure out person on the librarian? Her name is Claire. Claire the librarian.
Okay, 1 second. Roll20 is this very annoying habit of whenever my push to talk key gets actuated, it decides to interpret that as the back button.
Ah.
And leaves Roll20.
Do you want to pop off push to talk, or do you need me to roll for you? I'm happy to roll for you if that would be easier.
You know what? I'm going to invoke what I said earlier. I'm going to use one of the rolls that you already made.
All right, the first one then. Which is a... I mean, here's the... It's fine, but, like, you can't pick. That's the thing.
Nope.
And I think the...
I'm fine with that.
So, naturally, it would be the downbeat one, is the first.
Whatever you want.
I mean...
Yeah, that's what you want.
I mean, personally, I would rather just pick a fresh roll and just have me roll it. Because it's the same thing, right? You know?
I'm sitting... It literally just me talking. It backed out of Roll20 again. I'm just gonna use a different thing for rolls. Hang on.
Do you want to try, just turning off push to talk again? See if we get the feedback issue again?
Okay, push to talk is off.
I am going to start talking, and I am not hearing myself in the background now, so...
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna try rolling up. Rolling up on Roll20 again.
Mm-hmm.
Entering the game for like the 6th time.
I appreciate
Waiting for
you
it to
being
load.
patient, Nitha, and I love you.
Thank you. Bula's character sheet. Okay, tradition, commandments, condition, people are people.
Figure out a person, it's going to be plus right.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down looking for figure out a person. There it is. It's also constantly giving me this pop-up saying, "Uh-oh, script failed."
Hey, alright. So you get, 10 plus.
Got an upbeat.
What 2 questions would you like to ask of Claire?
So, where can we find information about dragons? That's what Esme's looking for?
Oh, well...
Particularly ancient dragons, you know?
we have... I mean, the first dragon, it's to be told, is, there's some cultures that believe that we live on the back of a dragon. A giant sea turtle dragon that, helps move the land around, and that, but, there's no immediate evidence of that. There's also the origin of all dragons, the, Great Mother Serpent.
Ooh.
It's said that she, still lives at the bottom of the deepest trench in the ocean. And that she birthed life, but... Well, let me show you the story. Brings you to...
All life or just dragons?
Dragon. There's lots of origin stories for other various races, but, for all draconic life and other lizard-type creatures. It said that she is the origin, or at least that's what the legend says.
Ah, a progenitor dragon.
Yes. And she brings you to a book. You read it. Basically tells of a story of how the mother serpent and what's an interesting stuff.
God of the sea. I don't know. Make it gay.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm just I just like the idea. There's a land and a sea, so like the sky or something. Like so maybe it's a good powerful land creature or like sky dragons. I know. That for the story to work, it would have to be something that's not a dragon. Like. Anybody got an idea?
Kitsune.
Kitsune.
Just picking something else that I happen to like.
I think basically it tells a story almost of betrayal.
Uh-huh.
And about how the mother serpent used to live on the land. And she... Or no, she lived in the sea. But more openly and was kind of like a cultivator of all life. On the sea and was very a protective force. But she had no children of her own. And so he went in search of a mate. And eventually could not find any creatures like her underneath the water. And so she came up onto land and met I like a griffin, a fantastic griffin with a golden mane.
Nelly.
And they eventually kind of talks about how they eventually fell in love, but then there was the griffin was getting jealous of all the admiration that the great serpent was getting, and how like and so eventually that he worked with a snake, a great naga, giant snake lady, and placed a curse on her that causing all dragons to fear or something like that. I like that.
No. Is this a story Bula would have heard before?
No.
Ah.
There are remnants of this story that seem vaguely familiar, but it's told from a very different perspective. From like the religious teaching, which is like, it probably wasn't a serpent. It was like, I don't know, a dove of some kind. I don't know what religious iconography the animals would hold, but like, and
goats and lambs are very popular.
yeah, like how I think the great serpent is the concept we've heard, but then like the great serpent like ate a giant flock of lamb or something, of like sheep, and then Lotta Clavius banished her to the sea, and she can no longer leave.
And could never like probably never find anyone like her.
Yeah.
And sort of continues the sort of theme of like them never finding a mate, which is sort of the same thing Esme is doing right now.
There was basically there was a time in the story where that's how dragons were flourishing and like were able to come by, and that's how they got onto land, and and then eventually there was a falling out between the two because of jealousy, and now the great serpent is trapped at the bottom of a great trench that no one to the depths that no one can always reach, and that is how dragons are created.
And I think at that point, Bula asks her second question. Is she still down there?
This is a source of quite contentiousness. I mean, there are various accounts told from various cultures and various perspectives. Some that say that she was wrathful and hurt many people, and that's why she was banished. It was a punishment. Some say that she was tricked. Other cultures say that she was left on purpose, she was disappointed with what her offspring did, and she was the one that cursed the dragons. Many cultures have different perspectives of, albeit a similar myth.
Even Lataclavius has its own version of this myth.
Yes. Are you
inclined to that religion? No. Not really.
I see.
Anymore. She seems a little hesitant, like, I'm not really believing you right now.
Pressed X to doubt.
Exactly.
But
she's just like, look, getting away from a cult is hard.
I'm sorry to hear that. Kind of places a hand on your shoulder.
There's a smile there.
It's like a hug.
Let's not make it too weird, but I mean, I will never say no to hugs from you, she says, admitting that it's like, yes, pretty, girl pretty.
Wow, tenderness and affection.
She gives you a hug.
Tenderness and
she's
affection.
Also blushing. Just like it's in a very interesting perspective because these are myths and legends, But I mean, through various more modern times, these myths and legends have somewhat bore fruit. Some of them, have led to magical spells. Some of them have led to other various things.
You get a very interested look from her. It's like magical spells.
Oh, you do have several witches in your retinue. I mean, you are, from my understanding, a land creature, and you seem to be breathing underwater just fine.
Yes.
And yeah, so as this is going on,
they're having this very interesting conversation, and meanwhile, other characters.
yeah. What are Evan and Gwen doing?
I think Evan is probably just wandering around with Wrist.
Okay. What I imagine Wrist is reading about cooking techniques. and like looking at recipe books and like talking. Maybe he starts learning and then goes to the market and tries to. There's like tries to find out about the local cuisine and wants to make something with that. And seeing what they can grow, even if they can grow it like underwater, because they are on a ship. So, you know, that would be a good source of nutrients, perhaps.
Yeah, Evan's definitely running around trying to help find cooking books and just bring them back.
Adorable.
I think Gwen is probably looking for like stories about people that gained magical powers or something, or like weird magic self-help books.
Okay. I think you somehow find yourself down a dark corridor, and you're like, how did I get here? What is... and you see a...
Raccoon.
A raccoon fish.
Can I be a mongoose dog?
Barracuda.
Barracuda.
You're welcome.
It's like, I think you see a beautiful electric eel girl who is
Hell yeah.
politely minding her own business, reading a book. I think a lot of this area is very dark, and you occasionally can see by like her electricity shocking some things and light appearing, and she grabs a little fish and eats it as it swam by her. It's like, can I help you, dear?
Yeah, just kinda wandering around looking for a good book or two.
What kind of books you looking for, sweetheart?
Trying to think of how she would describe books about, like, hey, got any like how-to books on how to get super powerful or something silly like that, and trying to figure out how she would word it.
Oh, you're looking for power. I can offer you that. Come closer, dear.
No.
Did she ask if Gwen was lost?
No.
I didn't hear the last bit, I'm sorry.
She went, basically you just, oh, you're looking for magic spells, interesting powers, I see? Well, aren't you a delectable little thing? Come closer, dear.
Pretty girl. I think Gwen will get closer out of curiosity.
Lovely. I would like you to roll.
Oh no.
Beware the rolling occurs.
I would love for you to roll Spirit. And I think we hear she slithers up behind you and kind of like slightly coils around you as she swims up and grabs a book and puts it on the mysterious table in front of you. So I think this one has all the information that you're looking for. Yeah. And boops your nose.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I got a 5. The dice are feeling spicy today.
Yes, they are. It's like there's no numbers in between today.
Wanders into the dark section of the library, finds a girl who sparks electricity, asks about cool powers, rolls a 5.
All right. Let me just.
I wonder how long-term these consequences will be.
Probably Barry.
All right.
How does this go horribly wrong, DM? I need to know.
So, does Gwen open the book in front of her? I imagine the answer is yes.
Yeah, she does.
And
Pretty mysterious girl offers book of fantastical powers.
and as you're reading, it raptures you, and you hear the audience sees the electric eels slowly snake around you and then whisper up into your ear, "Well, nighty night, dear." And then it jump scares as she bites into your neck.
Oh no.
And we jump over to Hitomi.
Make sure to mark experience, Gwen.
I did. I forgot to spend it on something between sessions.
Well, now's a great time to spend it.
There you go.
Oh boy. I mean, that would be a fun excuse to spend it. She reads the book and gets something out of it, but also gets bitten in the neck.
You
Or worse.
flirted
Or
with,
better.
or worse, flirted with.
Or worse. Or better.
Has an eel bite into her neck. Hold on, are we fighting or flirting? I still can't tell.
Yeah, can't tell the difference.
I'm gonna hold you down and make
Hitomi.
you pay. That does not help.
I still can't tell if we're flirting or not.
All right, what has Hitomi been up to?
She's looking for stuff about the place that she came from. The Far East analog of this particular series, because she is a Far East origin character.
All right. So
Specifically, like, she's trying to figure out what they know about where she came from. When was the last time they had contact? It's mer people, so it's not like they need ships to get across.
So I think it's like, we have a Claire kind of lets you know, just like, we have a lovely cultural exhibit and area for that. It's just around the corner, XYZ direction.
She follows the directions.
And you feel very at home. You describe like kind of like what a cultural tea house, except it's of course underwater, would look like.
Okay.
What is the
How
tea?
good's their representation?
It's incredibly accurate. It's not like cultural appropriation-y or like what's the word?
Everything's clearly labeled.
Yeah, things are labeled like it looks like a traditional tea house from the places that you used to grow up. There's some things that are you know, particularly unique because of the circumstances of it being underwater and it's a tea house. So like, I like the idea that like they're like little, the tea is served in like little orbs, you know, and you like suck from a straw or something, and it's like infused in that way. And there's like little heaters and stuff that could be interesting.
Nice.
This is a very specific tradition, but do you know what teapots are?
Nope.
So I believe this is Chinese. But the tradition of tea is like you start with a lot higher quality tea than what we get in the States, of course. And like you do a bunch of quick steeps, and you don't do like a super long steep. And the first steep is very weak, and so you give that pour to your tea pets, which are like cute little ceramic animals or various things that you can buy in tea sets, and you pour those over the animals to like feed to give them drinks and stuff. Because the first one isn't very potent, and then you do a bunch of 30-second steeps quick, and then the flavor lasts a lot longer. It's really interesting. So I think there's some of those on the table that would be interesting. Is there anything else that makes her feel at home that would be here?
I mean, that would be here. No, that's good. That's good. I think she enjoys this for a little while, and looks around to see if there's any news from her homeland.
So the other thing is like this tea house is like has other stuff, but there's also like the walls are lined with books.
Oh hell yeah!
And the attendant is a very adorable manatee girl.
Hell yeah!
Or well, would that be what would be a culturally appropriate fish? That would be like, or like animal. Because manatees are not Asian, are they?
Not really, no.
Those are like tropical. Any suggestions?
Not off the top of my head. I could come back to you later.
Let's just go with the manatee girl, because I think that's really cute.
Alright. Let's do it.
And she just like, is there anything I can help you with, miss?
Oh. Hi. Do you have anything here, recent news from the Far East?
Well, we have a newspaper collection. It's that a couple months off date, but you have some of those records.
It's more recent than anything I have.
It's like,
May I see it?
yeah, of course. She kind of looks your body up and down and
She
blushes
winks.
a little, blushes harder. It's she opens just like, it's in this it's in one of the side rooms, please follow me. And she like slides the door open, and then presumably you follow,
Oh yeah.
and she closes, and
She's interested now.
she starts kind of rambling off about just kind of some of the things that she's read along the areas and various things, and just like,
And here's the room.
And it's kind of like lots of lined walls of various newspapers that look somewhat enchanted. Actually, this it comes out into the open air because, and it's kind of like this like air pocket that they've created underwater, a little cove kind of thing, because the documents are obviously not made to be underground. You know, a lot of these books are made in-house and like transcribed, but these ones are like specific artifacts, and so they wanted to keep preserve the original content.
And probably dry air specifically.
Yeah, definitely. It's good quality to keep. You know, like you make paper out of bamboo. What did the
Oh yeah, just about anything.
yeah.
Any sort of like anything's vaguely approaching a wood pulp type. You bamboo papyrus, if I'm not mistaken, was a thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but that's my guess of like I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing. It sounds like it would be, you know? But yeah, and it's like, could I bring you any selection of our teas or anything while you read?
Oh, yes.
Lovely.
Show me like a selection of some of your best jasmines, if you could.
Love to, dear. And
Winks.
blushes a deep red and
Spending some koala tea time together.
Mm-hmm.
and she comes back and has what you asked for, and she sets it down on the table, and it's like starts talking about the teas, and yeah, and pours you some, and sorry, what? Is there any other service I can do for you, ma'am?
So, to be precise, it's like, do you have a specific job here, or is your job just an entertainer?
I mean, I'm in charge of maintaining this part of the collection.
I see. So you're an archivist.
Yes, I personally spent some time over there, and became quite enamored with the culture, and so I well, set up a bit of a cultural experience.
It is very good. It is very true to home.
Well,
If she would, she loses a point of feral, by the way.
is there anything else I can do to make you more comfortable while you read?
She tries thinking of an excuse to try and keep her to stay around so she can watch, but eventually decides maybe not a good call.
You can make an entice roll
Hell yeah!
if you'd like.
Yeah. That heart, daring, grace, wit, spirit. What do you think?
Entices heart,
Okay.
which is actually kind of funny because Tommy's bad at that.
Yes. Mixed beat.
Gain a string on them unless they choose one. So what do you say to try to get them to stay?
I think she starts spinning tails. It's like, oh yeah, I'm from this particular region. Although it's been it's been a few hundred years or so. I don't know what's changed. And she sort of is glancing at the newspapers, and it's like, oh, they conquered that section. Good. I warned them that was coming. I warned them that was coming. And then she's just sort of, I think she sort of autism dumps till she kisses.
I think so. He's very interested in the your stories and kind of ask you about the history, and just like I think she like runs away and grabs like a writing tablet.
She starts taking notes.
Taking notes about your experiences, and I mean, you're a first-hand account source. That's very important in her studies.
Well, then she gets a whole bunch of first-hand accounts of there's these wars that are going on between these supernatural races, and how like other races are being dragged in, and she just gets like a whole bunch of this. And I suspect this goes on all day.
Yeah. And I think she you start becoming very very close, and she starts scooting close to you, and she's like,
Hell yeah.
No, I have some really interesting artifacts at my house, and would like to come by sometime. I don't know how long you're going to be here.
Oh, probably a couple of days at least. When do you get off work?
Couple hours.
How do I find your place? And you don't need to give me the specific details. We can just say that it happened.
He gives you the address. And,
Hell yeah!
and you make your way over there, and I would love for you to
This feels like a roll.
make a.
Also, wasn't there a string?
She chose to promise something they think you want,
Ah.
which is to come over to her house and look at her artifacts.
Okay.
And I would like you to roll. I think it's just probably going to be Defy Disaster
Oh no.
with.
What disaster am I defying?
Let's roll with. I think race makes the most sense. Finesse and elegance.
Oh, downbeat. She gains an XP.
Well, at least you don't have teeth in your neck.
Yeah.
So, you come over to her house, and the door is open. The hinges are torn. What do you do?
Oh no.
She looks around with some alarm, trying to figure out what's going on.
You see, what's a cute name for a manatee
I mean, I used Marina last session, so... See, she was a DC reference.
Names. It's something Caribbean. Where do manatees live?
This feels like a trip down Google.
They live in Florida, I think? Yeah, like Florida. I mean, just go with Manny. Manny the manatee.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that dumb?
No, not really.
Full name Man E.T.
And I think you see her tied up and gagged.
Okay. She takes her sword out.
And and you hear her like
I'm guessing because that was a low roll, but I did not understand that.
no, you do not. And I think you you get a large object hit against your head, going out cold.
Oh. Okay.
So, it's nearing the end of the day. Hula, Evan. You don't know where Gwen or Hitomi has went.
Two of our party are missing in action.
The party has been separated.
I think Bula points this out to Esme. It's like, some of our party appear to be missing?
I mean, most likely Hitomi's chasing the newest fishtail she's found here, but...
Ooh.
Do we have a way to check on her without intruding? Back home, and she starts, rattling off stuff about home. It's like, we have just a little seeker spell that'll find out if somebody is, like, still in the area, or, like, if they're hurt or anything, if they're in dire distress, but it doesn't return anything but that. Or if just if they're fine and there's nothing wrong.
I think, Evan, would you like to do some, spell work here? Try and find them?
Spell work. Little magical
What do you
boy.
have of me, DM?
Do you have any moves that you think would be helpful here?
Ah, one moment.
Little magical boy.
Best thing I got is the speak with animals and plants thing, and maybe ask them for help.
Yeah. Do you want to?
I could always spend his XP to get something new.
I mean, spending XP is good.
In fact, it's almost like a mechanic of the game.
Indeed, this is true. This is true. This is the mechanic.
Look at you saying things that are right and correct and factual.
I mean, girl don't miss. What can I say? Hey, Sam. Eye of Argos.
Sam.
Eye of Argos, for example.
Okay, I think I understand this particular reference. Okay, so, I don't remember if the Eye of Argos was like a fan fiction or something. It's just something that somebody wrote, and every time I went to some conventions, there's always a panel which is just a reading of this particular thing, and they often do it in such a way it's kind of mocking.
All right. I just meant the dog from Endwalker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Good
Different
dog.
reference.
That's
Good
a good
doggo.
dog. That is a very good doggo. So, would you like to roll anything here? I mean, I could see you rolling Entice, and then seeing if you can get some information from the various plants and animals around.
Fish. There's lots of fish. So much fish.
Like, hey, can you
You
ask
know
your
what?
friends if they saw anything?
True. Has Evan recovered from either of his conditions?
Didn't we have a thing that it's like you go and recover one condition at the beginning of the game?
Well, Esme condition clearing.
Ah.
I like this. All right. Just like, all right. I think Evan maybe suggested it's like I could ask around the. I mean, to be fair, all of the buildings are made of like animals and plants and other various things. There's lots of them around. You could ask some questions that you might be able to get some
I
answers.
would like to make an entice roll, but may I clear the insecure condition?
I think. Does Evan bring up this solution? Because I think. Basically, I think Esme sees this suggestion and is like, "That's a great idea, Evan. You got this. All right. I know you're still learning some of your plant magic, but I believe in you. Okay, you got this."
Approval from Mom, yes.
Yes. Mom approval clears insecure.
Also, Jojo says hi.
Hi, Jojo.
Kitty.
Yeah, B. Is he on some bizarre adventures?
Evan got a 10.
All right, so they give you you gain a string on them. I think you find
On some helpful fish.
yeah. I think you find a school of minnows. And it's like
They're really chatty.
oh yeah, very chatty. They're all talking over each other, and it's like kind of like a bit of almost like a hive mind. It's like this was. Can you describe them?
And Evan will try to describe Gwen as best they can.
And then I think it's like, all right, let's
Flaming redhead wears a mask.
I think we found somebody like that. Let me go ask around, and they all go like swing in all the directions. It's like, And then like 30 seconds back, they all come swimming back, and it's like, and they start telling a story about how a strange
So I was talking to Sally, who talked to Fred, who talked to Thomas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly that type of thing. And they saw a strange man carrying two limp bodies, that one that kind of vaguely matched the description of that redhead, and then there was also I saw an eel swimming away with with uh with your cat lady friend, I think.
Oh no.
And they kind of like pointing arrows. It was that direction, and they all form into like a big arrow, and that's like,
A big arrow like in Finding Nemo.
yeah, exactly. This is big Finding Nemo energy.
I feel like Evan learns this and just turns around back to Esme like, Mom.
Yes, dear.
I may have learned that Hitomi and Gwen may have been carried off by different entities.
Were they going different directions or the same direction?
Asks the minnows.
So, from what I understand, there was a large man carrying Hitomi and the fish lady that Hitomi liked, and then the eel was carrying Gwen off somewhere. Yes.
Yeah, I think Claire's like, that's Manny. She's one of our archivists. Oh no, we have to go save them.
On this, we agree. Bula nods her head.
And
Did they both go in the same direction according to the minnows, or?
yes. They all saw them
Evan
enter
will
a dark cave that a big scary fish lives in, and nobody goes near that.
Evan will translate this to the group and lead the way with the help of the minnows.
Yeah, like
Which one do you follow first?
a big scary mouth lives in that cave, and so nobody goes near them.
Which minnow?
What minnow? They kind of, yeah, they all swim along, kind of showing you, and then it takes you about like 20 minutes to get there, and there's like this big like underwater cave. It's very, very pitch black. And it's like down there, and they all get scared and run away.
All at the same time.
Yeah. And there's one that's like gets spun around. It's like, hey, wait up!
Oh, they're basically all cartoon characters.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what do we...
My question still remains. It's like, who do we follow first? If they went off in separate directions.
No, they went in the same direction.
Okay, gotcha.
So they both went into this cave.
Yes, that is what you're hearing.
Okay.
So I think, Gwen and Hitomi, you're both tied up. You wake up in a daze, both tied up.
Looks around for the archivist.
He is tied in front of you, and there's a large man, sporting gills and a wicked grin, with a knife. And it's like, ah, good. We're both awake. And you're going to tell me everything.
Did they remove their weapons?
Yes. They seem to be in a pile, like, kind of off in the corner that you see.
Okay.
And, like, is dragging a large scalpel on the backside down her face. And
Hitomi's feral increases.
How's that bite wound on Gwen's neck looking?
Not great. But it was mostly kind of like, I think your hair is like re-frizzled. And it's like flowing in the water, and it's like,
so it was meant to be more of a
stun as opposed to
gotcha.
As opposed to a love bite.
Sarcasm. Gonna have to set the voltage a little lower for Gwen next time.
You do have a thing for eels. Like, damn.
New kink acquired.
Damn. I can't believe I got betrayed and captured, but that was also kind of hot.
Well, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Yep.
Gwen getting shocked unconscious. Oh no.
Oh no. Alright, so...
We're having fun with this, obviously.
Yes.
This is a very relatively dramatic scene. This person is wielding a knife, and is, slowly, like, kind of digging the knife, not cutting her yet, but it's like so.
You hear a very loud growl from Hitomi.
Kitty angry.
Why does everyone keep assuming I'm a cat?
Your ear kind of like flicks your ears that have popped up suddenly. Or wait, you're a fox,
They're
right?
very orange with black tips.
Sorry. My brain went, Mitha, you're a cat model, therefore Hitomi is.
That's fine. It's just Hitomi is a very specific character
Yes,
that I've
that is
always
a
had,
fox.
and she has always been the same exact thing.
I mean, I suppose that's why you don't let a fox in the hen house.
She
Kind
just
of
sort
like
of blinks.
caresses
It's
your
like,
ear.
looks over at the others. It's like, does that mean something here? Is this a reference? Is this a metaphor?
It's a metaphor, and it's also kind of something that happens. Foxes do destroy chicken populations.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Was
But
that
anyway.
in character or out of character? I'm sorry.
In
No, that was
character.
very in character.
It's like,
I just like the idea that she didn't get the metaphor.
yeah.
It's
like- So anyway, would you like me to turn this blade the other direction, or you're going to start talking?
What the? You haven't asked any questions.
What is Bula's dead name? Again?
Lucia Lataclavius.
I'm looking for Lucia Lataclavius. I believe she is a part of your merry little band of misfits.
Raised eyebrow from Hitomi. Wow, that got out fast.
Well, it's a bit of a public display. My employer doesn't like things being taken from him.
Ah, so you work for the Stilted X. Got it.
Her rightful husband? Yes, I do.
You say potato, I say potato.
I think
like
at this
to see-
point he punches you in the gut because he's tired of your bullshit. It's like, would you like me to turn this against you? I'd hate to cut such a pretty face.
Feral increases.
All right, would you like to roll Transform.
Transform is what happens. That is daring. That's an upbeat. Okay, you have a bestial form, which you can assume it will, but must assume when Feral hits 4. When you do, tell everyone what the beast looks like. Increase your Feral to 4 if it's not there already. It's there already. And roll plus daring. 10 plus, choose 2. 1. She is in harmony with her beast. She's going to clear guilty. She feels no guilt in this situation.
I love the idea that right before this happens, Gwen goes, "Oh, you're not gonna want to do that."
You really don't want to.
I love the idea. It's like Gwen's like, "Oh."
Growl. And then just by the end of the growl, she isn't there anymore, but the ropes are left in a heap on the floor. Because the other thing I'm going to take from the list is moving in ways no one could. And then she's standing behind him with her sword in her hand up against his neck. And it's a giant fox woman with multiple tails.
Manny blushes.
It's like, I wouldn't touch her if I were you.
What is Gwen doing in all this?
Gwen, who has not been able to get a word out because I'm assuming she has like hiccups or something, but like with little electrical zaps instead. The moment Hitomi gets free, she's gonna try and wiggle out of the ropes with Slippery.
I love this.
Is that a move you just took, or is this...
Yes.
How very convenient.
It's all
I didn't know I was going to get tied up. I picked it because Book and Eel Woman and also the power seemed interesting.
I
swear I picked it before I realized Gwen was tied up.
I mean, I'm sure if you asked Hitomi, she'd be more than happy to tie you up.
Shaking my head. Unless these bindings are really good, apparently she's just able to eventually wiggle out of them.
Yeah, roll plus grace.
Roll what?
Roll plus grace. Do you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I was pulling up Gwen's sheet.
You're good.
You're hard to pin down and easily slip through most restraints and barriers. In most cases, you can slip through without rolling. For a truly formidable, legendary, or seemingly impossible obstacle, roll plus grace.
All right.
So how well did they bind her?
Roll plus grace.
Damn. Okay, that answers that question.
I love this.
Choose 2.
Damn. Well, since I don't have the Mask of Many Faces feature, I think I will take... You may now use the restraint or obstacles to your advantage in the current or next scene and gain the element of surprise.
All right. So... I think you slip out, but you're sitting there like with your wrists tied, just like, well, Hitomi's got this covered. I don't need to release. Well, what does Gwen do?
So is it just the large figure, or is the eel woman around somewhere?
Just the large figure.
I think Gwen is going to try and use the rope to, like, lasso the big guy and restrain him at least a little bit for Hitomi to get an easier shot.
I mean, she's literally got her sword up against his neck right now. If he so much as moves a muscle, she's going to cut his throat.
It's like, all right, Jesus. Fuck. Crazy one.
Next time, do
I could hang on to the rope and just help.
help untie the others.
Gwen will hang on to the rope and help freeing the others.
Specifically the manatee girl, which we still
Yeah.
have we got a name for her? Did we come up with a name?
I
We
thought
said
it was
Manny, but we can
Oh,
change that if
okay.
we'd like. Because it is.
It feels like such a turf reference, and it's just we can do better than that.
Alright. Fantasy name generator it is.
We're very picky about names here, chat.
Yeah. It happens. Gwen somehow stole a bit of the eel's flexibility.
You right.
And shape-shifting powers.
How do you feel about Rosalind?
I love that name.
Alright. So, you've been making quite a bit of commotion.
Mm-hmm.
In the ocean?
And, you all
And with a fair
see
amount of motion.
a very large set of teeth
Uh-oh.
appear in front of you, and we cut back to Evan and Bula and Esme, and you hear a large rumbling from the cave. And this is when I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Initiative is not a stat that we roll.
Roll Defy Disaster plus Grace. Roll Grace, or if you'd
Okay.
like to suggest anything else that you could roll.
Defy disaster works fine.
Anything besides Grace that makes sense for you.
And specifically, do you want Hitomi or do you want it
I
from...
want Hitomi and Bula.
Ah, so everyone roll it. Okay, giant monster time.
Fine.
Does that mean Esme's in this fight too?
Yes.
Hmm?
These are her kids, quote unquote. Why wouldn't she be involved?
All right. You got a 10, Gwen?
No. I am getting to the sheet.
Right, that was the other Grace. Well, got it.
Damn. 12 from Gwen. And a 5 from Evan. Does initiative count for XP or no?
No. It doesn't.
Gotcha.
This isn't a rule that has consequences. I'm getting an order so that there is an order.
Gotcha. Just had to make sure.
Yeah, no worries. And
Rolling complete.
all right, that was a 10 from Bula, and a 9 from Hitomi. All right. So, Gwen,
Yeah.
you see a large maw of teeth in front of you. What do you do?
Knock it
Hopefully
down?
not get eaten.
What?
Hopefully not get eaten.
And I suggested trying to talk to it, because you're good with animals. Talk it down.
Oh, that's Evan. I'm on Gwen right now.
Both are present.
Ah, true.
There is also, mind you, a very vulnerable manatee girl that's currently immobile.
Yes, that is Hitomi's #1 priority right now, because cute girl.
Gwen will use Devious Scheme.
All right.
Should I describe the plan first, or
Yes.
roll first?
Describe the plan.
Seeing that Hitomi's friend is also tied up, Gwen is going to try and, I guess, lure the maw in her direction and use the rope to lure it into a trap somehow.
So
You got lots of rope.
you do have
Yep.
lots of rope. Very good, Lavos. You had the foods. Eat very
Good.
important.
Self-care is good, Lavos.
So something I want to impress upon you is the large maw is the size of the cave. Like, you know, this is a fairly sizable room.
Okay, so then not lure it because it takes up the width of the cave, but then still try to, like, use the rope to maybe bind it in place somehow, maybe using the rest of the cave wall. Like getting it stuck in a net, essentially, so it can't come after us.
That's a great idea. All right. Give me that roll.
Roll it.
That's a 6.
Martin speed. Oh no.
Me out here like, I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Well, it was a nice brief run with the powers that she got.
I want to know what power she got, if any.
Forgot the word. Slippery.
Ah,
Um,
I thought you were gonna say getting electrified in the neck.
I
No,
think
that's just who she is as a person.
as you're setting this up, it bites through the rope and like kind of rips through the ropes with ease. And while setting up this trap, you're particularly behind, and the mouth is nearing to chomp down on you if you don't do something about it.
Uh-oh.
And now it is Bula's turn. What does Bula do? You hear a large rumbling from outside the cave. And the minnows did warn you of a large beastie that lived in there.
I think. Hang on, I have a move for this. Don't I?
Describe the move that you're thinking of.
Okay. So what I was thinking is she does something like, large monster. We'll handle this how we handle them back home. As if, like, she does this all the time. And she sort of positions herself, like, right by a stone wall, and then tries to taunt it into charging at her, and then sidesteps at the last moment so that it hits the wall. And brains itself on the wall.
Dodge counter.
I mean, this sort of feels like the new move that she just took, which was Big Dyke Energy, because I had to have it on both characters. Fuck you.
So I really like that idea. The
Yes.
thing is, the monster isn't out of the cave yet.
Okay.
If you would like to kind of basically delay your action until... Because from your knowledge, everyone's still trapped inside the cave. You don't know what's
Not
happening.
hold
to them.
action.
Yes.
I know that's a D&D thing,
Like-
but
Here's the thing. I'm simply using the turn order to ensure that everybody gets a chance to act. In a roughly equal number of times for this fight. That seems fair.
all right. So that is the action she's going to take as soon as it is available for her to do so, assuming it is not longer than the full round.
Yeah, it makes sense narratively for that to happen.
Yeah.
That's what you're setting up to do. I like that. Hitomi.
Yeah. She still has a. It's basically a katana.
Yes.
It is sharpened very religiously and very well kept because it's very important to her.
Yeah.
And it's at the guy's throat, and then suddenly giant monsters appearing. It's like, and you didn't even check the cave you were using for your little scheme. You're a goddamn amateur. And then she's
Dude
just like,
is fucking panicking. It's like, look, you gotta let me go. We all get out of this alive. We can work together.
there is. I am literally a half a second from slicing your head off just to reduce the number of enemies. You better be more convincing than that, says the giant fox woman.
Would you like to... It seems like a parlay with toxic power.
I mean, yeah, but she's the one in the position of authority and power in this situation. But yeah, I'll do that roll. Hang on a second. Call on a toxic power. Make sure I'm on the correct character sheet because that was the wrong character sheet. Call on
Well,
toxic
you're
power.
not asking a
roll.
question of it, I guess.
No, I'm not.
Not a question of him.
It's basically, it's like I'm trying to give the narrative a chance or a reason for Hitomi not to chop his head off because she will.
I mean, I'm not. I have no qualms with you doing so. The only thing that I think it would cross Hitomi's mind is this person more valuable alive for information?
Esme is present, correct?
Correct.
Have Esme just say, leave leave the idiot alive. He may have information.
Yeah, I think at this point you see from it's like pretty far away, but like within shouting distance. Yeah, Esme shouts that.
Okay. And then she nods, and then just... You don't know how she does it, but there's now the ropes that were around Hitomi's wrists are now around this idiot kidnapper,
Yeah.
including the gag in his mouth. And I want to say, just because it's funny, it's a ball gag.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that is and then Hitomi is just like goes to the manatee girl. It's just like, you alright? Are you alright? Are you alright?
Cut me loose. We need to get out of here.
And she's got like her arm around the manatee girl and is holding the sword out defensively to giant monster to protect them from giant monster. And I think that's enough for one turn.
Do you? I'll let you cut the rope so she can start swimming away.
Okay, yes. The ropes are cut, she can get away.
Mm-hmm. And I like the guy kind of like very pathetically like trying to swim, like wiggle kick his way away from the monster.
And she ties one end to a rock so he can't get away. Just because she's petty. It's like, if you put us in danger in your stupid scheme, you're going to be absolutely in the same amount of danger as us.
All right. One thing I'm saying is, you are still all in the cave. Are you trying to get out of the cave, or are we?
I think she's trying to get Manatee Girl out.
Okay.
And then sort of cover the rear guard, if that makes any sense.
So then that's definitely going to be... I'll have that be a roll.
Okay. What would you like that roll to be? That fight? I don't know. What else could work here?
Got a ball in his mouth? Why not two?
Because Tommy doesn't have those.
Because he's not worth wasting a second gag on.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you can just... I mean, he's got two, balls that he probably doesn't need. Let's be honest, we don't need this one contributed to the gene pool.
Oof.
I think it's just probably Defy Disaster with, I'll take probably Daring. Yeah, this takes a lot of courage. I like that. As you just, like, excursion. You're kind of, like...
That is a critical success!
Alright, with that crit, I think you are able to properly distract the monster and get Gwen out of biting distance.
I think she does this by just, like, lots of little slices with her blade on its face.
And, like, there's, like, a bite. It bites, and then you roll back, and then you, like, slice its face and aggravating it, and as it starts chasing you, and...
It looks almost like she's done this before.
Yeah. Determined look. And then I think there's also, like, pop shots from Esme with a gun, and, like, I think...
Esme's breath weapon.
Yeah. Well, she wants you guys clear. She cannot use that yet. There's not enough room.
That makes sense. Dragon breath too strong.
I think. Oh god, no, yeah, she's like full. She's not full dragon size because that's too big, but
Too thick.
THICC. Big.
She's not going. I don't think she's going full dragon yet because there's not enough. But she might when this fish emerges. It is Evan's turn. What would Evan
I
like
think
to do?
Esme will give them all an instruction though. It's like focus on getting out safely.
Yeah.
Then I will deal with this problem.
Yeah.
Because that seems like a very Esme thing to do.
I mean, Evan is outside of the cave. How is there a way that he can, I guess, help hold back the monster from here?
I mean, you could try reasoning with it. If that's something that...
Animal influence.
I want to think Evan like takes a very intimidating pose. just tries to speak with it, and all that comes out is no, bad, back in your cave.
All right.
I want this to be a roll so that there's a chance it can work.
This seems...
Parlay with a toxic power.
I want this to be a roll so that there's a chance that it can work. Because I think that's hilarious.
I think parlay with the toxic power is the thing that makes the most sense. That I'm going to... Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to slightly modify the roll because you're not really asking it a question, but yeah, you will gain +1 forward, but and it will listen to you if you get a 10 plus.
What should I roll, DM?
Plus spirit, your best.
It's defy disaster. It's spirit.
No. It's call on a toxic power.
Oh, call on a toxic power. Sorry.
I
It's
like.
okay. I got it wrong too.
I like that. That's fun.
That's a
Hell
10.
yeah.
Evan tries to look as scary as possible, and what comes out is just no, bad.
I think this thing growls and she's like,
But Mom
How
said it
do
was
you
my
know?
turn.
"How do you know my tongue, devil boy?"
Ooh, racist. Very racist.
I think Evan tries to respond with something like, "I know many ancient secrets," and then tries to take another intimidating arms crossed pose.
If you fail this, you are going on a date next week.
Why is Evan
Trying to look intimidating.
No. It's just like the date thing. It's just like Evan accidentally ends up dating multitudes of large mammals or animals. One
I was
with
going for more monster fucker, but yeah, that works too.
well, yeah, that definitely monster fucker. But my vibe was just like first it was the whale, and now this big ass fucking fish with rows of teeth. It's
Completely on accident too.
yeah. That's funny. So yeah, she's like, you say I know many ancient tongues.
Oh god. I think the way he was trying to phrase it was like, "Fear me, I know many ancient secrets that make me powerful and dangerous." That's what he was trying to go for.
Okay.
And if it fails, it just comes off as flirting.
I think I want another spirit roll here, but you do get +1.
Beautiful. Just spirit +1.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's a 12.
Right.
Amazing.
I like the idea that you just like start casting a random, just like growth spell to like show power or something.
Just start speaking in Infernal, but it's all made up nonsense.
Just like start listing off a grocery list.
Yup. Oh my god! A flying shopping list! I'm not a shopping list! I'm a ghost!
And somebody's like, "You misspelled that.
All
You
right.
misspelled eggs." I don't know why I came up with like the Brooklyn accent.
Evan finally gets some good rolls, and it's to be scary to a giant maw.
There are worse things.
Giant maw.
Could've been.
Where's
Could have been worse.
Laveau when you need him?
Okay, I wasn't seeing this being a session where we go vor.
That
was my mistake, clearly.
clearly that's the secret, Mitha. It's always comes back to vor.
Laveau would appreciate.
And Derry would be frustrated.
Oh yes, dairy too. It's just, why do we have so many friends who are into vor?
Well, I mean, Derry is more of a parasocial relationship of a
This
person
is
you
true.
enjoy the GM style of very, very much. But
Puts fingers together with concern.
I mean, yeah.
if I had, you know, if I had a nickel for every content creator that I enjoy dearly that is in Devor, I'd have 2 nickels, which is weird. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice.
Exactly.
I'm never gonna get tired of that meme. It's weird that it's happened twice.
It's not their fault that the Pathfinder monsters all have swallow hole as an ability.
Evan was almost guilty of recreating that meme if he had failed and ended up flirting with the maw somehow.
Alright, so, Brist, I would like you to take an extra string on Brist, because he's in awe of what you're doing, and your confidence.
Good.
And he's slightly aroused.
Maybe.
Slightly turned on.
I want you to know Evan was doing the dramatic and intimidating poses just to try and look cool in front of him.
I think
Yes!
this, gives Esme enough time to, transform and, breathe, what is her dragon breath again?
It is acid breath.
Yes.
She has an acid breath attack.
Transforms and...
I actually, no, that's wrong. That's Bula. Hers was a petrification. Esme's was petrification breath.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. So, like, everyone is clear to safety, and then you see Esme's giant mauve mouth appear right next to you, Evan, and breathes the petrification maw, and as it's trying to bite down on her, and there's just like, instead of this cave, there's this giant maw with rows and rows of jagged teeth that are frozen in stone that will become a bed of her coral reef. And
Perfect.
y'all defeat the giant monster.
More specifically, Esme defeats the giant monster.
And we help.
You
Exactly.
did. You really did.
I mean, it was mostly Hitomi and Evan, but
Hitomi's over here like, it's mostly Esme. I just, cute manatee girl at her side was getting her to safety.
She's clinging on very tightly.
It's like, sorry, my family's a little weird. You'll get used to it.
I like
little.
you. I
To be
mean,
fair, my one of my sisters makes a great craft beer. You'll really enjoy it.
and I think now would be a great time to take a quick break. 10-15 minute break.
All right. Hey everybody, we're gonna take a 15-minute break. It's self-care. I don't know where that accent came from.
Hitomi and Rosalind have almost got eaten by a kaiju sex, and it's very good.
I mean, it is absolutely their speed.
Wonderful.
Well, okay, Lavos, that's because of the dysnomia. I tend to, like, mix up the names that start with the same letter.
And you're both Durgs.
You are both dragons, which makes it even worse.
Yes. Me and Mitha both mix up Azure and Silver.
And Silver.
Because
On great regularity.
because also the reason this happens is because our first game we played together, just as our personal game, Silver's character's name was Atlas. And so Atlas and Azure got mixed up, and so now we call Azure Silver and Silver Azure all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah, dysnomia is just having struggling with names, essentially, right? And like
I believe so. Let me. I will go get a specific medical definition during the break.
Yes. Well, I don't know what you're saying, Lavos. I'm a very serious and non-silly cat. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. We go break.
Dysnomia is a neurological disorder.
Yes.
A learning disability categorized by difficulty remembering names and recalling words from memory needed for oral written expressive language. Dysnomia is a neurological disorder present in childhood characterized by difficulty recalling words, names, and numbers. People with dysnomia may also struggle to remember names of colors and objects and can experience frustration during conversations or when trying to express themselves. I'm just going to drop this article into the chat.
The more you.
The more you know. Anyway, we were going to take a 15-minute break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfuckers!
Surprise!
We're back early.
Mostly because it's like we did everything we were going to do,
Yeah,
so
we're
it
just
didn't.
sitting off the screen yapping about secret evil plans.
And buff superhero women.
Yeah,
And also that we were agreeing that Magneto was right.
indeed. Yes.
And I was just like, that's just correct. No notes.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want me to tell you. The guy had some solid points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't it like very directly just Malcolm X? Isn't Magneto like very aggressive, not very aggressively inspired by Malcolm X?
Yes. Well, and more specifically, it's like of the, like the X-Men mutant type variety, but
Yeah.
also in some of the more recent X-Men movies, it's just an absolutely paper thin line between the whole mutant situation just being a parallel for the LGBT community.
Yeah.
In fact,
LGBT community
there's-
or lots of other minority groups, you know.
Oh yeah, pick the minority that you want to talk about. I mean, there was literally a line from a mom to her kid. It's just like, have you tried not being a mutant? It was actually a line uttered by a mom in a movie, and I just, mwah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to girl kissing. And
I haven't gotten to kiss the girl yet. When do I get to kiss?
from my understanding, that Hitomi went and did the girl kissing.
Excellent. He told me.
I mean, DM, I would argue that this would fit very well under kiss in a dangerous situation.
Yes, actually.
But did yes. When you finally kiss after a period of tension, each takes +1 ongoing for safety protection of other for the rest of the scene. If 2 or more people finally kiss in these situations, they all get the bonus. Each participant must be enthusiastic about kissing. I love how
Hitomi is.
yes. Rosalind is also. I love how it's just like, no, you don't understand. We have to be polyamorous because it's objective. It's the correct strategic play.
And also, it's like the exact opposite of bring out your dead or bring out your gays.
Yeah.
It's like aggressively. It's like they do something incredibly gay and kiss on screen after a tense boss fight, and you now have all kinds of like resistance against being murdered. And I think that's great. You're highly resistant to being murdered in this moment because game mechanics said so.
Yes.
Because
So-
goddamn, I hate that trope.
From game mechanics to gay mechanics.
Exactly. You understand.
So, Gwen,
Yeah.
how's Gwen seeing Hitomi on the having another woman on her arm? How's that making her feel?
I feel like she'll try and just play it off as just, hey, we all got out, thank goodness, and try and keep her mask up and not show like how terrified she was in that situation.
Would you like to make a roll about that?
Let me see what I got.
There's when you seek to persuade an NPC about a lie about yourself.
True.
If she's not an NPC.
Rosalind is.
Okay, Rosalind is, yes.
Or she could try and hide it from Esme.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have Gwen roll to try and look fine instead of in front of Esme.
Yeah.
Meow!
Meow.
Says
He
kitty
was
cat.
just fed and he is still whining about it.
Baby
Cats
has never
do
been
that.
fed ever.
I split up his automatic feeder from 2 to like 6 and like split up the food sections too to try and trick him into thinking he's being fed more a day. He'll eat it within like 2 minutes and then come screaming for more.
Kitty has never been fed in entire life. Animal abuse.
He's a baby.
He's
A big baby.
That is a 9,
all right.
which means I get to choose one.
Yes.
And you know what? I think the third one seems fitting. They give you the benefit of the doubt and remain convinced even if there is some evidence of your lie. Like Gwen just says she's okay. Like she says she's fine and she like puts on a brave face and Esme just chooses to believe her this time.
I think Esme still has some doubt though, because Esme knows her pretty well.
True. Should I say they believe a big lie then?
No, I like that. I think that makes the most sense, especially for Esme.
Esme just knows she's not telling the truth but doesn't want to push it for now and just give her some time.
So you do have a captive to interrogate.
Yes.
True.
I mean, if Hitomi's kind of busy, with like pretty girl that always, Bula can help.
Yeah. So I think you bring him back to the ship. And
Mm-hmm.
bring him to one of the less comfortable cells.
It's like ringed with spikes or something, and full of like misandrist imagery or something. I don't know.
It's like,
It's like we're gonna hurt you physically and emotionally.
so who wants to be a part of this investigation?
Gwen.
Gwen and Bula?
Gwen and Bula.
All right.
Hitomi's very distracted right now.
Yeah. And so who's going into the room first? What's
I'll think.
Go for it. Go for it.
Gwen like walks in, a little bit of a mask over her face, and like kind of slaps him awake.
what do you want?
I'm more interested in what you want.
I mean, I didn't imagine getting freedom would be that easy. I mean, I do have quite a pretty face, and the eel is back. Did you enjoy our time, dear?
Is this person implying that they were the eel?
The eel's right in front of you.
Oh, they shapeshifted.
Yes.
But now you know that you were getting played.
I think they're
Out of character, Gwen's upset that she had an awakening to someone whose default look is this. The sparks she thought she felt weren't really emotional.
Yeah.
They were literal.
Would you like to choose to increase your feelings for gasping or swooning over someone? We forgot to do that.
I'll say her feelings go up by 1 because she's trying to hide it and she's upset, but like,
Yeah.
how did you find us?
I mean, sort of surrounded by a bunch of big glowing signs. I have my sources.
And that's when Bula enters. Would one of them by any chance be Durante McLean?
Suppose there's no harm in exposing what we all already know. And
I mean, it
he's
wasn't hard to figure out.
He's now in the shape of Durante. Come to claim what's properly mine, dear.
One, what's my name?
Lucia Clavia.
Incorrect. This is how this is going to work.
I'm sorry, did you think you could speak over one of your betters?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to... He basically he's trying to force your conditions onto you, like your convictions. Specifically,
Okay.
like, women or cattle, the commandments.
Yeah.
Can Gwen lash out at this person for that quip?
I mean, this is supposed to be an interrogation, so I presumed you would have some way to do that.
How are you lashing out? Is this a physical thing?
Yes.
All right. I would love for you to roll
Sorry,
fight.
metaphorically lash out.
Well, so here's the thing. Fight is when you seek to incapacitate with someone with violence. I mean...
This sort of feels a little bit more like calling on a toxic power.
Well, here's the thing. Fight isn't inherently combat. You know, you can have a fight with words. We just haven't always done that, because a lot of the campaigns we have also involved swords, you know? But, like, this seems like a perfectly reasonable... If you would like to roll fight here, I think that makes the most sense. Does that kind of... So it's like through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition, you know? That's what it's...
You know what? Yeah.
That's one of the things you can choose, so...
May I roll fight?
Yes. Daring or grace?
I wanted to say grace, just to have an excuse for her to like show off the new slippery power she has. Like she just maneuvers around Bula very quickly and backhands this person.
Yeah.
And I think Bula immediately comes back with, try to remember where you are. I know you're not very good at doing interrogations or hostage situations at all, but this actually is an interrogation.
Mixed beat 8.
Bula says this in character.
Okay. So choose 2.
I would like to inflict a condition and create an opportunity for an ally, Bula.
So you hit him on the back of the head, and what do you say?
Pay attention, Mr. Durante.
Gwen's arm just like snakes out.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him and
What do you say?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was Bula saying something to this person.
I was just making a suggestion. It's like, here is something fun you could say.
Mhm.
I think she like swats the back of his head and is like, stings, doesn't it?
All right, I think just like the only thing that stings is when you hide things from friends. I know who I am, but these people know. The so-called family, the so-called big old one happy family that you all have here. And
Here's the way this is
All right.
going to work. It's like every time you fail to answer a question, you get.
sorry. I think I think he's going to inflict a condition onto you, and I think he's going to turn into your mother, Gwen,
Oh boy.
and like you all always were our sweet little disappointment. And that's going to inflict the condition. Probably insecure.
Oh, very much.
All right.
Let me know when Bula can talk.
All right. Now you can go. With
Okay. I imagine Bula's got like a riding crop or something like that. Something that seems very traditional to be used on a horse or a mule.
Yeah.
And it's just like, here's the way this is going to work, Mr. McLean. We're going to ask you some questions, and every time you mouth off, distract, or say something disrespectful, and then she smacks him with it. And this will continue until I stop feeling amused, and then we kill you. How does that sound?
I moved your feelings up by one because you took a condition. Gwen.
Ah,
And I would. Ask me your questions, rightless whore.
And that gets him smacked.
Love me a feisty woman. Would you like to roll parlay with the call on a toxic power? What is your question?
Okay, you want the roll first or the question first?
Question first.
Who was your contact that ratted us out to you? You said call on a toxic power, spirit, mix B.
All right. I think there was There's lots of uh, interesting little friends that crossed the sea. Made it to, I mean, surely you can't trust everybody and all of your little pirate ports, can you?
Smacks him again. You didn't answer the question.
What's the name of... Did we give a name for that dwarf woman from last session?
I have no idea.
Do you know what who I'm talking about? It doesn't matter what her name is.
I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. But do you know what the person that Hitomi got in a fight with?
She was on the ship.
Over the wrong drink.
Right? Oh, the bartender.
Yeah.
Okay. And he says that name?
Yeah. And,
okay.
My favorite thing about a fight duel is when you finally get her to submit to you. It really makes you work for it. And he's gonna take a string on her.
She hits him again. I know what you're trying to do, DM, and I'm building up to it. I want it to feel contextually appropriate. What string are you going to use? We're still resolving that mixed beat.
So... Find out what it will take to get them to do what you want. For an NPC, this is... that's I'm an influencer with your string. Just like, come on, dude. You can't possibly be happy here. Don't you want all your little jewels and balls back?
Your concept of who I am is so ignorant and so narrow. You don't know the first thing about who I am.
Then enlighten
You never
me.
bothered to find out.
Then enlighten me. I work for a good man. He cares for those who give him the rightly due respect.
Who do you work for?
Durante, I thought we established this already.
No, actually, he said he is Durante, and then made himself look like him.
No.
That
He said
was-
he worked. I thought he said he worked for.
Okay, important clarification.
Yeah, that's. He just knows that
So there's-
taking the
I-
image of him would aggravate you. So
Oh, it aggravated her. Great success.
yeah.
But it means I need to rephrase what she was asking because
Yeah.
her phrasing was incorrect now. Your employer never bothered to do anything to learn about who I am as a person, and you're making the same mistake.
Sweetheart, you escaped before you could learn anything about it. How can you say these things without meeting me?
Are you interested in marrying somebody you've never met?
If they looked like you, I wouldn't mind so much.
I think her hand twitches with the switch to hit him again, but ultimately she doesn't. I think she just feels disgusted.
You taste acid in the back of your mouth. Strong.
And I think she feels a strong urge to, like, vomit it up suddenly. Right in his direction.
Yeah.
Don't want anything to do with people who treat me like this.
Like to roll a fight roll.
Thing is, there's another mechanic going on here. Hang on a second. Because she's repudiating a commandment.
Yes.
Out of character, some guy walks up. Hey, sweet thing, Bula.
Remember, her dragon form has an acid breath attack. Two, when you break a commandment, repudiate forever, mark its checkbox, and mark XP. So that's 1 XP and its checkbox. Each time you live up to a conviction, despite its temptation or cost, reduce your tradition by 1. Would I reduce a tradition in this case?
When you're you spend tradition at any time to temper wrath of the authority or take +1 forward to follow your commandments.
Mm-hmm.
You're not following your commandments.
No, and she's repudiating it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when you break a commandment and repudiate forever, mark the checkbox and mark XP. Write a
Right.
conviction expressing your new beliefs that
Right.
contradicts the commandment. Each time you live up
Done.
to a conviction, despite conviction cost, reduce your tradition by 1 and ask on longer if they agree. Yes.
Okay. You agree?
Reduce your tradition.
Okay. Done. All right. Now, did you still want to roll?
Yes.
And what roll is that? Because it sounds
Fight.
kind of like a fight.
Yes.
Okay. Mixed beat. That's like almost... No, it is exactly the same roll as the last one.
All right. What are your choices?
Second verse, same as the first.
I'm going to inflict her a condition. And probably sees a superior position.
Okay. He is also going to try to seize a superior position.
How's he going to do that?
So my thought process is acid breath happens.
Right.
Melting some of the wood behind you and putting a hole inside of the ship. Gwen, you see this woman in front of you breathe a toxic, acidic breath that severely burns the individual in front of you, and he lands on the floor in immense pain, but sees that there's a brief hole in the wood, punches it, breaks it, and tries to jump out into the water and swim away. That's what I was thinking. How would you like to respond to that with seizing a superior position?
Because you still have that, Gwen.
No. That was your role, right?
But that was also a role that Gwen used.
Did you seize a superior position when you rolled fight?
She created an opportunity for Bula.
That's
Yeah.
what this was.
Okay.
Yeah, you created an opportunity to do this.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, the only thing that hasn't resolved is your seize a superior position.
Okay.
How would you like to, if you'd like to counteract what he wants to do in that situation, the hole's going to get created. But if you'd like to, like,
Okay.
I don't know, stomp on his leg or something and, like, stop him from doing that or something, but...
Oh, absolutely. I love that idea. She just stomps on his leg, breaking it. Which looks like something that a demure little orc princess shouldn't be able to do in a single shot. But she does.
Gwen,
And
you
you
look
hear
over
a
and...
soft growl from Bula.
Gwen, you see Bula has little puffs of smoke coming out of her nose.
In this family, that's hot.
Yep. I think Gwen will try and like shake off the. Oh no.
Oh no?
Did she like did her appearance change at all physically?
I don't think it's changed at all physically yet, has it, DM?
She just sprayed a cloud of acid and like
Not yet,
stomped
no.
on his leg to keep him from going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think Gwen is a bit surprised by this, but she'll try and hold it down to like get back to like tying his arms or something.
Yeah.
His skin is bubbling because it got hit with acid.
Yeah, would you like to roll Defy Disaster to try and tie him up?
You know what? Probably. That's a 9.
All right. You can tie him up, but the acid's spreading. Keeps eating at the wood, and there's a bigger hole is being formed.
Eating away at the ship's structure.
Yeah.
Looks through my moves real quick. I don't know if I have a move to stop this. What if would Gwen be able to like run and get Esme?
That's what I would do.
Yes. You can... But that's going to leave him not tied, notably,
With Bula.
with Bull.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like the rope's holding up anyway.
You will be... You got... Basically, it is a mixed beat, and there's a difficult... I'm giving you a difficult choice. It's deal with the problem of the acid that Bula doesn't seem to be processing that's going on. She's very focused on the person in front of it, you know, stepping on his leg, and something's going on in her head. You don't understand. Or tie him up. That's kind of the choice you make.
Ah, so it's deal with the acid or tie him up.
Yeah, go get Esme to deal with the acid, or go tie him. That's the difficult choice.
You know what? I think after the shit he pulled with taking on the appearance of Gwen's mom to like really jab at her, I think she's gonna tie him up instead of immediately dealing with the acid.
Wouldn't you have to deal with the acid to tie him up?
Well, the acid is eating at like the wood around him. It's like it not only just burned him, but like you can carefully not get yourself hurt and tie him. You know, is what's happening.
Okay. Effectively?
Yeah, he's effectively tied.
Gotcha.
Good.
Bula, what do you do?
First of all, you are correct. She's not actually processing what's going on around her very well.
Yeah.
She's just really angry right now.
Yeah, do you want to take that condition?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. She is angry. So she's just going to take angry right now.
I am going to offer you a string for XP
Okay. What's
to
the
give him
string?
what he deserves.
Ooh.
I have a very important question, and how I move is going to be based on your answer.
Yes.
DM, what does he deserve?
I don't know. Kill him.
I don't know. Fucking kill him.
Disintegrate his fucking head with this newfound power.
I think that's what she does.
All right, take
You just-
XP.
Gwen, you witness her do another acid breath, and this time she just completely just melts the top part of his body. Because she just keeps going until there's just bones left on the upper half of the torso.
In the middle of you doing this, Esme comes into the room and tackles you to the ground, trying to close your mouth.
I think she's so surprised that this succeeds. She's definitely not expecting this. Okay, and what happens when she closes the girl's mouth?
I mean, how does Bula react to this? She gets her to the ground, tries to close her mouth.
First of all, she allows it because, like, she likes and respects Esme, but she's also kind of surprised, and she's like,
Get control of yourself, dear. It's okay.
What?
He's gone now.
What just happened?
The acid flows down, and you look, and there's about a, fairly large hole that was eating into the ship and started eating into the floor. There's like a double door sized frame hole in the ship.
What happened?
I don't know, dear.
She's just sort of rubbing her throat with one hand. It's just, there was this just bile in my throat, and then I did it once, and then I did it again. How is that possible?
She feels your head and grabbed your hand, and you feel nubs, horns coming out of your head.
She doesn't see it, but Esme's seeing it.
Yeah, she takes your hand and like puts it on it. Like, you may not be an orc, dear.
Oh my god. Is that what that medication was for? How did this happen? How is this possible?
You might not know who all of your parents are.
Or one of your parents is a dragon. Or
Or one of my parents cheated.
sadly, that's probably the far more likely outcome.
It's unfortunately somewhat common in the church. It's not exactly frowned on in doctrine.
Neither is carrying around a riding crop.
She twirls it. It's like, are you kidding? These things are almost religiously important, she says with a small smile.
Out of character, oh, I bet they are.
Oh. I don't know. To be honest, it could be lots of things, but I'm starting to show signs of dragon fever. Verging of a breath weapon, verging of horns. Might be half dragon. No, I sense something.
This is not what I expected.
No. You did. Wow. Mind you, dear, I do not blame you. Did you get anything useful out of them before we...
He works for Geronte McLean.
I think
Some
we
sort
already
of-
decided we knew that.
Yes. He was really trying to get under my skin. It looks at the pile of bones.
Guess it worked.
I guess he succeeded. I got it. He got what he wanted. He did not have a very good self-preservation instinct. That's kind of important with a spy.
I guess he thought he could manipulate you, underestimated you.
Just like everyone else in my life, they always underestimate me.
No. That's not happening here anymore. We will need to make it to port and get this fixed, however. This is
Yes.
very dangerous.
Sorry about that.
It's not your
I think
fault.
she's sort of rubbing her throat a little and coughing. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. It hurts really bad.
my throat hurts. I need to go, like, find something to drink. Excuse me. It's like really, really bad reflux. And then she pauses before she leaves, and it's like, at least it wasn't fire breath. That would have been worse, considering ships of made of wood and tar.
That's true.
Yeah, not kidding.
I think she heads out to get something to put on her throat.
Gwen just kind of looks at what's left and eventually leaves the room too, just kind of processing all the madness that's going on today.
I think, like, what do you mean there's a hole in the ship?
Esme's like, dear, puberty's hard, okay?
Of course there's a hole in the ship. It's full of lesbians.
Unfortunately, I can totally see Esme saying that.
Yeah.
I regret nothing.
Of course you don't. Oh, so what happens next?
I mean, this feels like a good stopping point.
To be fair, it is.
It's a little early, but I had a lot of fun today.
Everybody had a lot of
good.
fun here. I hope the chat did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels like a good stopping point.
All right. Gotta love just absolutely murdering a man in cold blood.
I mean, if there's going to be a way that she's going to utterly defy one of her convictions, that's a great way to do it.
Uh-huh.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go gay. That's what I say.
Well, Laveau's on.
This is true.
If you want to fully commit to Vor, GM Starson's on.
Sure, the
Go big or go homo.
You're like, hey,
Well, playing as a dragon. Why not both?
Yes.
yeah, let's go say hi to LeBeau. Or not. That seems fun.
And it was Dragon Shenanigans, so it's absolutely up his alley. And the Vor.
All right.
Oh,
Alright.
Hi. Get out of my sandwich.
sandwich.
What is that even from again?
I have no idea.
Alright. I'm going to take us to the ending soon. Scream. Ah!
Scream!
The end of ending soon scream. And you
what-
all have a lovely day. Thank you so
Remember
much
to
for hanging out.
self-care,
Yes. Very
and
helpful.
I'll be streaming Satisfactory next couple of days, and well, we'll have to see if Silver feels better by Friday.
Yeah. Alright. Bye.
Bye.